Hey guys, today we have a lot to break down, and trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end because the latest data is painting a fascinating picture for NIO. We're going to dive into the chaos surrounding the ES8, the huge backlog of orders, insurance registration data, delivery capacity limits, and what all of this means for NIO's ability to hit its ambitious goals this year. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. Now let's kick things off with the star of the show, the ES8. Right now, demand is absolutely through the roof. The sheer number of orders is mind-blowing. If you place an ES8 order today, be prepared to wait. And not just a little bit, you could be waiting anywhere between 4 to 6 months before you finally get your car. Some customers have even reported being quoted wait times of up to 17 to 19 weeks, which is basically 4 months or longer. That's insane for a company that desperately needs fast deliveries to hit its targets. So why are people getting upset? Here's the situation. Buyers are putting down deposits, locking in their orders, and under NIO's policy, once the order is locked, that deposit is non-refundable. Initially, some people thought their delivery would happen fairly quickly after placing an order, especially since many signed up right after the launch event. But instead of immediate fulfillment, they're being told their cars won't arrive until months later. Naturally, that frustration has caused groups of unhappy customers to band together and protest. To NIO's credit, they are trying to soften the blow. They've promised to cover differences in subsidies, pay for certain delays, and even offer NIO points as a form of compensation. While that's a nice gesture, the real issue remains the wait is much longer than people expected. Still, from a big picture perspective, this is actually a bullish sign. It proves demand is strong enough that NIO can't keep up, which is always better than having no demand at all. Now let's talk about insurance registrations for the week of September 15th through the 21st. These numbers give us a clearer idea of where NIO stands compared to the competition. At the top of the leaderboard, we have Tesla with an impressive 17,000 registrations. Next is Leapmotor with 12,000, Xiaomi with 10,000, and AITO also with 10,000. Xpeng posted 9,000, Li Auto came in with 8,500, and NIO as a group recorded 6,670. Then, further down, you've got Zeekr with 3,200, Avatar with 1,880, and IM Motors struggling with smaller figures. So, NIO isn't leading the pack, but the results are fairly steady compared to the previous week. Breaking those numbers down further gives us even more insight. The majority of NIO's registrations came from the ONVO L90, which posted 2,410. Following that, the ET5 and ET5 touring combined for 1,580, while Firefly added 1,310. The ES6 and EC6 brought in 930, ONVO L90 just 370, and a handful of others like the ET7 only managed 30. Now, the ONVO L90 may look weak here, but don't be fooled. The numbers are temporarily low because customers have been waiting on the new version, which has just launched. Once those deliveries start flowing, we should see the L90's weekly figure jump back up closer to 1,000 units or more. So this is more of a pause than a long-term issue. Looking ahead, the real boost will come from ES8 deliveries kicking in. We should see a surge in the upcoming numbers because NIO has already produced a significant volume of ES8s. The challenge isn't building them, it's delivering them. Delivery centers have physical capacity limits. It's just not realistic to expect 7,000 or 8,000 ES8s to hit customers in a single week because the logistics don't allow it. But a more reasonable expectation is somewhere around 2,000 to 3,000 ES8 deliveries in the first week alone, which would still be a huge step up. So, what's the realistic expectation for the current week? Personally, I'm bullish on the numbers. I see NIO landing between 9,000 and potentially 10,000 total insurance registrations if everything goes smoothly. That's an optimistic estimate, but the combination of ES8 deliveries and the ONVO L90 rebound gives me confidence. The next big question is whether NIO can actually hit its lofty Q4 target of 150,000 deliveries. Keep in mind, ES8 production and delivery for the rest of this year are capped at around 40K units. Spread evenly across the last 3 months, that's about 13K per month. That's a solid contribution, but not enough on its own. Now, let's add the other pieces of the puzzle. The ONVO L90 is already showing strength with around 9K per month at the current pace, but in October the ramp is expected to push toward 15K monthly. Firefly is steady at 6K per month, which they've already proven they can hit. Combine these three ONVO L90, Firefly, and ES8 and you're already looking at about 34K units a month. Next, you've got the ET5 and ET5 turning, which should comfortably hold at 7K per month. That takes us to around 41K. So where does the remaining gap get filled? It has to come from the ES6, EC6, and other models like the EC7 and ET7. Collectively, these need to deliver about 9K a month to push the total closer to 50K. If NIO can do that consistently for 3 months, then hitting the 150K target is actually achievable. But here's where the challenge lies. The ES8 is such a compelling product that it risks cannibalizing orders from the ES6 and EC6. Many buyers who originally intended to purchase the ES6 are now reconsidering and switching over to the ES8 instead. This shift creates a backlog for the ES8 and simultaneously drags down ES6 and EC6 numbers, which NIO can't afford if they want to hit their overall goals. The ES6 and EC6 used to be NIO's best sellers, and they remain critical to maintaining balance. If those models weaken too much, the whole delivery target becomes harder to reach. That's why NIO needs to carefully manage how they price and position their vehicles to keep all segments healthy. Now, let's touch on pricing because this is where things get really interesting. Many analysts and fans feel that NIO priced the ES8 too aggressively. It's simply too good of a deal for the specifications it offers. On one hand, that creates a blockbuster product that attracts buyers in droves. On the other, it makes the rest of the lineup look overpriced by comparison. When one car is such an obvious value, it risks overshadowing everything else. Think about what happens next year when the ES7 arrives. It will obviously be priced below the ES8. But how low can they go without hurting the ES6 and other NT 3.0 models? And when those updated versions roll out, how do you balance the pricing ladder so customers don't always default to the flagship ES8? These are tough questions for NIO's strategy team. But regardless of those challenges, the bottom line is this. The ES8 has proven to be a massive hit. Insurance registration numbers are steady with room to grow. And the delivery pipeline is strong enough that hitting 50K monthly deliveries is within reach if NIO can keep its lineup balanced. So here's the takeaway. The ES8 is driving massive demand, even if it comes with long wait times and some frustrated customers. Insurance registration data shows NIO holding its ground in a competitive market, with the ONVO L90 and Firefly playing key roles. If ES8 deliveries ramp up as expected and the ES6 and EC6 numbers hold steady, NIO has a legitimate shot at hitting 150K deliveries in Q4. The real wildcard is whether the ES8's attractive price point ends up hurting the rest of the lineup. Either way, NIO finds itself in a strong but delicate position. Too much success in one model could create imbalance. But if managed correctly, they're on track for one of their strongest quarters ever. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.